The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Good afternoon. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the... Looks like that my microphone has a straw in it, doesn't it? Welcome to the program for this 8th day of December, 2025. This is Game 3 of our Real World Series between the Toronto Blue Jays, best record in the American League, Milwaukee Brewers, best record in the National League, Milwaukee. You don't need to see me with a chopstick in my mouth. Won the first two at home primarily because the Toronto bullpen wasn't all that great. That's what happens when you hire Bob Stanley as your coach. No, I'm kidding, of course. Bob Stanley is not the bullpen coach of the Toronto Blue Jays. Game 1 was an offensive affair, 5-4, plenty of hits, plenty of chances for both teams. Game 2 pretty much came down to a pinch hit home run by Milwaukee's backup shortstop. Isn't that exciting? So, if you're a Blue Jay fan, two things need to change. A, you're home, and B, you got to take advantage of the chances you got. They're going Kevin Gausman on the hill to get them today. Remember, Milwaukee has just held home field advantage. Toronto, if they are to win this series, needs to win one at home or win on the road. But they got to win all three here, or at least one at a time, and hope that the Yutz that's running the Blue Jays, wait, that's me, can actually do what they're supposed to do and manage them well. So that's the setup for you. Roof is open, 62 degrees in Toronto as we get set for Game 3. Jays Brewers next. As Retro Sports Network. Helps if you hit the right button. And Retro Sports Network presents the 2025 Real World Series. Today from Rogers Center in Toronto, Ontario. It is the best record in the American League, Toronto Blue Jays, against the best record in the National League, Milwaukee Brewers. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find Dave, Vinny, and Joe Cards today at Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. That's the right button. It'll be Kevin Gausman versus Peralta here. Gausman has a case of Dave Steve disease, a better pitcher than his record indicates. He is 33 years old, fastball at 89, 10-11 on the real year. He's a righty, 3.59 ERA. He did have a shutout, 32 starts, 193 games, 155 hits, 79 runs, 77 earned. 21 homers, he walked 50 and struck out 189. Here's how the Brewers will line up. Bryce Terang will lead off at second. Isaac Collins in left will bat second. Christian Yelich, the DH, will go third. Jackson Chourio in center will go fourth. William Contreras will behind the plate batting fifth. Sal Frelick is sixth today. I'm not sure why, but he's in right. He'll go sixth. Caleb Durbin at third, batting seventh. Jake Bowers at first will go eighth, and Joey Ortiz at short, batting ninth. Gausman can get you 110 pitches. We'll see how long that goes. In older years, that could get you into the seventh, which is what the Blue Jays really need. Someone to go deep. As good as he's been for Toronto, well, not many people in Toronto history were as good as Dave Steve. The point being that those numbers are better than the one-loss record indicates. That was the Dave Steve reference. Defensively for Toronto, Davis Schneider, a 5-5 and left. Miles Straw will get the call in center field today. He's a 9-6. George Springer, a 4-5 and a right. Addison Barger is a 6 at third. Toronto trying to help their offense out. Bo, I'm a free agent, pay me a lot of money. Bichette is a 4-6 at short. Andres Jimenez, a 10-6 at second. And Vladdy Guerrero is a 7 at first. Alejandro Captain Kirk is a 10 and a 5 behind the plate. Gaussman is a 6 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. So Terang 0 for 7 in Milwaukee with a run scored, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. How you doing, Philip? So Milwaukee can take a stranglehold here if they win. And Toronto, again, they've just lost the 2 on the road. They really aren't behind that much in the series if they win today. Terang hits one over Guerrero into right. George Springer will throw it back in. Jimenez will grab it, and that's how this one starts. Isaac Collins 1 for 7 on the series with a walk and a single. Scherzer and Bassett, on the other hand, benefited by the massive run support. Scherzer probably goes tomorrow because you need 4 starters, even with the day off. Again, if the series goes the distance, these are the Game 7 starters. I did it intentionally that way. Collins gets hit, and Gaussman not looking all that great to start. So a single and a plunking. And that'll bring up Yelich 1 for 8. A single, 2 runs scored, 3 strikeouts. So Gaussman needs to settle in. Roof is open, 62 degrees. And what little breeze is coming off the tower and left at 1 or 1.25 kilometers. Struck him out. Yelich swung on an off-speed 1-2, 1 out for Chiriot. Jackson 3 for 7, 3 singles, an RBI, and 2 strikeouts. So Terang on second, Collins on first, 1 out. Gaussman deals. That's up the middle between Bichette and Jimenez, and the bases are loaded and 1 out. Greg is going to disown me after this. Here's Contreras, 4 for 9 on the series, a solo homer, and 2 runs scored. Still trying to get to your seat as the nerve damage has slowed Greg down. I used to sit right behind home plate. Now, when I got my first high-definition TV back in 2007, the first baseball game I watched was right from here. And I think with that horrible turf, too. So, did you have waiter or, personnel service bring you your drinks and stuff? Bases loaded. Contreras, that's an extra base hit. Straw has that hit the wall. Terang scores. Collins scores. Chiriot around third. Schneider will throw home. The left fielder throws to third and throws to home, and it's 3-0 Milwaukee in the first. Big hard no for that. Must have been too expensive. For Sal Frelick, 3 for 6. A home run and 2 RBI, and the Blue Jays are behind the 8 ball here in Game 3. Gaussman was supposed to be their best pitcher. He's thrown 17 pitches and is down 3-0. Runner is Contreras as Wilson cleared the bases. And he walks for... Now what do I do? I mean, he's got done stuff. He's retired 1 batter for Caleb Durbin, who was 3 for 7 with a double and an RBI. Gaussman walked Frelick on 4 pitches. He's got none stuff out there. Struck him out, that's 2. A 1-2 curveball, and Durbin chased it. 2 out for Bowers. Jake 1 for 5 on the series with a strikeout. You'd have Straw in left. Straw was their best range in center. Fly ball right field. Gaussman will survive the first. Springer is there. Makes a sliding catch to end the inning. However, 3 runs on 3 hits and no errors. Milwaukee left on 2. So after half an inning here, it's Milwaukee 3, Toronto coming up. And good luck going against the 28-year-old fastball Freddie Peralta, a 17-game winner, 17-6, 33 starts, a 2.70 ERA, 176 innings, 124 hits, 54 runs. Good defense behind him, as only 53 of them were earned. 21 homers. He walked 66 and struck out 204. Oh, that's right. It was Varsho that I benched today. Trying to get a good offense in for Toronto. They're going to need it down 3. George Springer leads off in right. Alejandro Kirk, the captain, at behind the plate, batting second. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. at first goes third. Addison Barger gets his first start of the series at third. He'll clean up. Bo Bichette slides down to fifth, although he is 4 for 8 on the series at short. Davis Schneider. I think I looked at those 11 home runs and went, that's who I want in there in 188 at-bats. He's 0 for 7 on the series. It hasn't helped. Nathan Lukes is your DH. He'll bat 7th. Miles Straw instead of Dalton Varsho in center will bat 8th, and Jimenez gets the 9 spot at second. Peralta can only give you 95 pitches, so if the Jays can be patient, they might be able to get Peralta out before the 6th. Isaac Collins is 7 and a 4 in left. Jackson Chirrillo is 6 and a 6 in center. Frelick a 9 and a 7 in right. And again, the Jays are down 2-0. They're trying to get something that works. Durbin a 7 at third. Joey Ortiz is 7 and a 7 at short. Terang a 9 and a 7 at second. Jake Bowers a 6 at first. Contreras, who homered or had that bases clearing double in the top of the first, a 7 and a 6 behind the plate, and Peralta is a 6 with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Springer 3 for 8 on the series, a double, 2 RBI, a stolen base, and a run scored. And again, not exact lineups. Trying to get Toronto back into the series. Peralta starts with a ground ball to Ortiz, backhanded throw to first, and Springer's retired. For Kirk, Alejandro 3 for 6, a double, a single, and a home run, and he is driven into scoring twice. That is a ground ball to Bowers. He'll take it to the bag. 2 out. For Vladdy Guerrero Jr., who's 3 for 9. All 3 of those hit singles. He has stolen the base and struck out. Popped up. Contreras will make the catch, and the Jays go in order. After 1 here at Rogers Center, it's Milwaukee 3, Toronto nothing. Greg Leichschneider, though, it made me laugh when Snell and Schneider and Vladdy were lucky. He got hammered in the series. Dodgers, he won in spite of them. I'm afraid the Jays are down 2-0 in this series for the reasons why they lost the World Series. That bullpen just gets hunted and pecked. Hunt and pecked. Or henpecked. Joey Ortiz 1 for 6. Barbara, I am doing well. How are you? It is cold here. It is 13. We are headed for 2 tonight. Struck him out. 3 for Gausman. The Rogers Center grounds crew cleaned up the hairball that Gausman left on the mound in the first. Terang singled and scored his first time up. Kevin, 32 pitches, an inning and a third, 3 hits, the walk, 3 strikeouts, and the bases clearing double for Contreras. Yeah, closers seem, you seem to be having the mid-'80s Red Sox problem. You need a legitimate closer. Terang rips this to right at Springer, and George will make the catch. 2 out. 15 in Barbland. seemingly full season from Bieber would help too, right? Collins 1 for 7. Oh, he was hit by a pitch and scored his first time up. He rips this one to shallow right. Springer plays it on a hop, and that's a 2-out base runner. 4th hit for Milwaukee. Yelich struck out his first time up. Talking wind chills below 0 tonight. Yep, Santander needs to be healthy. Struck him out, so Gausman works around the 2-out single. No runs, a hit. Milwaukee is left on 3 after an inning and a half. It's the Brewers 3, the Jays nothing. So Barger, is it Barger as in bargain or Barger as in barge? Anyway, he struck out his one time up in the series. He rips this one to Terang on a hard hop over to Bowers. 1 out for Bo Bichette. Bo and the CBC again arguing. Bo is 4 for 8 on the series. The CBC continues to show reruns of Rita McNeil specials. That's into center. Churrillo going back. It's a big ballpark, and Jackson will make the catch. 2 out for Davis Schneider. 0 for 7. With an RBI. In real life, he hit 11 home runs in 188 at-bats. Third base side, foul territory. Caleb Durbin will reach for it and make the catch, and it's been 6 up, 6 down for the Jays. So Peralta was ready for his assignment, and Gausman showed up late. After 2, Milwaukee 3, Toronto nothing. So Churrillo, Contreras, and Frelick to face Gausman here in the 3rd. Jackson singled and scored. He drops one down, and Kirk throws it away. They shocked everyone in the ballpark. He bunted in 2025. And Churrillo will reach as Kirk was so flummoxed by the whole situation, he threw it away, and Jimenez grabbed it. He threw Guerrero off the bag, and Jimenez saved a base. Here it is again. No one in their right mind was expecting that. Actually, that was a bunt all the way, and Jimenez just wasn't ready for it. Somewhere Keith Law passed out. So Churrillo reaches on the air, and the throw to first is he's back. That's not another error. 7 in Toronto area. Scarborough, right? That parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme are freezing on the vine this morning. But it has warmed to 21 at lunchtime. Alexa, how many Celsius is 21 Fahrenheit?
21 Fahrenheit equals negative 6.11 degrees Celsius.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Ron.
So that's the weather in Scarborough this lunchtime. They'll pitch out. Churrillo goes, and they don't get him. Contreras 3 RBI on that double in the first, and he has Churrillo on second with nobody out here in the 3rd. Throw down to 3rd, and Churrillo steals another bag. 14 below Celsius this morning up there. But however, Milwaukee is hot, hot, hot. Gausman all out of sorts in Toronto. Looks like their plane got in at 3 o'clock this morning. Pitch to Contreras. That's chopped foul, third base side. 1-2 the count. That's cold enough to make you want to put on some hockey skates. Pitch to Contreras. There's a ground ball past Barger down the line and left. That will score Chiriot. Schneider throws to second and it's 4-0 Milwaukee. Good for skating. Oh, the ice is too cold for curling. So when do I pull Gausman? Here's Freilich. He walked his first time up. DeMarco will not be happy with me after this. To second, Jimenez over to Guerrero, and Freilich is retired. Contreras to third, 1 out for Caleb Durbin. Durbin struck out his first time up. In the warm-up. Oh, my word. Durbin, base hit. That will do it for Gausman as it's 5-0. Well, that backfired spectacularly. Ugh. I need someone who can throw multiple innings here. I guess I go with Scherzer, right? Bassett. Guess again. I'm showing you all my options here. Max. I need innings. Well, there goes tomorrow's starter. I suppose we could go Savage or Lauer in Game 4. Because they're going to have to burn the Hall of Famer today. Apparently Bassett, I don't know, they didn't have everybody. Scherzer, 5-5 on the real year. A 5.19 ERA, just 1 away from being from upstate New York. 17 games, all out of the starter. 85 innings, 87 hits, 19 homers. He's walked 23 and struck out 82. Yeah, but Lauer's on short rest. He is 40, 5-ball pitcher plus pitcher, fastball at 90. And it's looking like Game 4 not only is going to be a series-saving game, but probably Johnny Holstaff. The computer used Lauer in Game 1. And I was thinking in the back of my head, he probably would start either Game 2. I wasn't planning on using Scherzer as a starter. That he would do Game 2 or Game 4. But the computer burned him for 53 pitches in Game 1. Jake Bauers is 0 for 1. And that is ripped into right center field. Pass Strawn, Springer. That's extra bases. Durbin around third. Springer flings it home, and he is safe. It's 6-0 Toronto. Oh, my word. There's Joey Ortiz, who struck out. He's 0 for 1. And in the Milwaukee bullpen, the wives are playing, or in the Milwaukee, above the dugout, the wives have pulled out their phones and are playing Alice Cooper's Welcome to My Nightmare on their Spotify playlists. Pitch to Ortiz. That's into shallow center. Straw will come in. He'll make the catch. Lauer allowed more homers, but can go more innings than Hoffman. Here's Terang. Third time through the lineup for Milwaukee with 2 out in the third. He's 1 for 2. He has singled and scored. If you were home, you could turn on the Raptors game. That's a base hit in the center field, and Bauers will score without a throw. The replay board now is showing Harold Ballard pointing his finger at the camera just to take down everyone's morale. It is 7-0 Milwaukee. Isaac Collins singled and scored in the first. That is a base hit into center field. My word. Terang on his way to third. Collins moves up to second. 2 out for Yelich, who has struck out twice. So Max also had... Did they, share a bottle of Canadian Club on the flight home? That's a base hit. Oh, my word. Terang scores. Collins scores. Springer has that skip past him. It's 9-0. Oh, because you never liked the Leafs, so you liked Harold. I don't have a problem with Kent being in the Hall of Fame. And you saw everyone, if you read the article on MLB.com, they tell you who was in who's on the committee. Jackson Chourio, 1 for 2, has stolen 2 bases in this inning and scored twice. Base hit, left field, Yelich around third. Schneider's throw at the plate is not in time, and it's 10-0. And Max has a Bob Stanley ERA of 108. Did King Clancy have a rough reputation? So Scherzer is throwing 21 pitches he'd like back. And ends the inning striking out Contreras. Oh, my word. 7 runs. Everyone, buddy, loved the King. Okay. 7 hits and an error. And after 2.5, it's Milwaukee 10, the Packers 10, the Argos nothing. So we haven't even gotten to all 9 hitters yet for Toronto. Luke's 0 for 4 with a strikeout in the series. Fly ball to right. Frelick makes the catch for the out. He always called me son. That's sweet. Miles Straw, 0 for 2. He has scored twice, walked twice, stolen a base and struck out on the series. That is a base hit, and Toronto finally has a base runner on for Jimenez, who was 2 for 7, as a matter of fact, with a run scored. Fly ball, right field. Frelick going back, but will make the catch to draw back to first. His son Terry played for the Leafs, too. Nice. George Springer 0 for 1. Peralta opening 9, 2 2/3, 30 pitches. And somehow, some way, has had everyone make contact. No walks, no strikeouts. That's ripped to left, but right at Collins and Straw. No, it's not. It dropped in front of Collins. Straw on his way to third, and the Jays, well, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. 2 out for Kirk is 0 for 1. So Straw on third, Springer on first. 2 out. Rip foul, third base side. Somebody from Eddie Chobok made that grab. Full count, 2 out. Walked him. So the bases are loaded for Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who is 0 for 1. Kirk on first, Springer on second, Jimenez on third. 2 out. Jay's trying to get a foothold in this game. Up the middle, Ortiz has it, flips it to Terang, and the Jays leave on 3. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. We go to the 4th in Game 3, Milwaukee 10, Toronto 0. And if that doesn't match my managerial skills, I don't know. So Scherzer 29 pitches to get 2 outs, 5 hits, a bunch of runs. Terry played 93 games in the NHL, Terry Clancy, and had 6 goals and 6 assists. He was drafted by Oakland. P-Jet just woke up. The Seals. If you're watching in Virginia, we're sorry about the snow. Pitch to Frelick, 0 for 1. That is line to Jimenez, who robs him of a base hit. The key thing is 27 outs is 27 outs. And Toronto still has 18 in their ledger. Here's Durbin. Caleb 1 for 2. A single, a run scored, an RBI, and a strikeout. Scherzer deals. Struck him out. He got him on a 1-2 outside, 2 away. For Jake Bauers, 1 for 2, a double, an RBI, and a run scored. Fly ball to right, Springer will make the catch, and for the first time today, the Brewers are gone 1-2-3, but they have let a fleet of Red Foxes into the hen house after 3.5, 10-0 Milwaukee. The first 2 games of this series were 1-run games. 5-4 in game 1, and Toronto just bullpen couldn't hold on to a 2-1 lead, and Milwaukee won game 2, 3-2. Oakland did have some great goalies, but could not score. So Barger, is it Barg or Barge? Addison 0 for 1 today. Peralta deals. Fly ball, right field. Back goes Frelick to the wall. And Sal will make a great play for the first out. For Bo Bichette. Bo is off. Barger, as in something that would go into Lake Erie or Ontario. A barge. Bo is 0 for 1. Base hit, left center. Chiriyo cuts it off, throws it in. That's the 3rd hit for the Jays. Here is Schneider. He's 0 for 1. Left field. Collins turns and watches it go. That's into the lower deck, and Toronto is on the board. It's 10-2. That's why he's playing. Just for that reason. Collins moved about 2 steps and stopped. Above the pans, and the hometown faithful finally have something to cheer about here. Here's Nathan Lukes. He's 0 for 1. Popped up. Left side. Durbin. Foul territory. Makes the grab. 2 out. For Miles Straw, who singled his first time up. The roof is open, 60 degrees. Wind blowing in from left, more so in the top of the stadium, at 4. Base hit, left center field. Collins will grab it on several hops. The Jays, the second time through the lineup, have timed Peralta pretty well. Here's Jimenez. Andres is 0 for 1. How you doing there, Sean? Milwaukee 10, Toronto 2. Toronto's going to need to figure out, unless they can really scare the crap out of Milwaukee here, how to come back from a 3-zip deficit. Pitch to Jimenez. Ground ball to first. Bowers, Peralta, that'll do. However, Toronto gets on the board. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. We go to the 5th in game 3. Milwaukee 10, Toronto 2. There's a search throughout Ontario for the spirit of Moose Scourin as we speak. It'll be Ortiz, Turang, and Collins to face Scherzer. Just got back from a nice walk, Sean says, where the squirrels were too afraid of you to take pistachios. Oh, that's sweet of you. Greg says, Gary Smith, as we're talking about the Oakland, California Seals. They played at the Cal Palace, right? Only won 2 games, but had a goals against average of .319 and a save percentage of .907. Charlie Hodge won 13 with a goals against of .287 and wow, and a .905 save percentage. P-Jet, wherever he is today, shoveling snow, is nodding and agreeing. Ortiz 0 for 2 with a strikeout. That's into shallow center. Straw will have it. Makes a sliding catch. 1 away. My understanding is that there were times of the year where the Cal Palace was appropriately named. And I think that's also where Rick Barry got his rug. Bryce Terang is 2 for 3. He has singled twice, scored twice, and driven in a run. His brother played for the Kings. Whose brother is that? Popped up. Kirk will make the grab. 2 out. For Collins, who is 2 for 2. He has singled twice and scored twice. And Collins rips this one into right, and he goes 3 for 3. Well, apparently I did a really good job for that Milwaukee lineup. Yelich 1 for 3. He had a 2-run double and that 7-run third. High ground ball to Guerrero, flips it to Scherzer. And on this 13-degree day, I'm going to take a sip of coffee, and then we'll read through how we got here. Halfway home in Game 3, Milwaukee 10, Toronto 2. Well, one of the things that they've done is they've taken away my clock here on YouTube. So we'll pretend it's been 30 seconds. If you joined us late, you're not missing much. If you're a Toronto fan, here's how he got here. William Contreras cleared the bases on a double in the first to make it 3-0. In the third, Contreras doubled home Chirito to make it 4-0. Caleb Durbin singled home a run to make it 5-0. Jake Bowers doubled home Durbin to make it 6-0. Then Turang doubled home Bowers to make it 7-0. That was enough for Kevin Gausman. Max Scherzer came in. Christian Yelich a 2-run double to make it 9-0. And then Chirito made it 10-0 on a single. Toronto threatened in the third and scored on the 2-run homer by Davis Schneider in the fourth. Peralta, 4 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, a homer and a walk, which is amazing that no one has struck out. Peralta struck out 200-plus in 170-some-odd innings. Kevin Gausman, 2 1/3, 6 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Max Scherzer, 2 2/3, 6 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, and 2 strikeouts. Peralta, 60 pitches. Springer, 1 for 2. His brother played for the Kings and was murdered in the parking lot in Ottawa by a crazed fan. Brian Smith, a local sportscaster. Ouch. Peralta starts the 5th. That is into left field. Back goes Collins, and he'll turn and watch it go. So it's a 10-3 ball game now. Everyone get your Ouija boards out and chant moose. You spoke to Tom Cheek's widow on Facebook the other day. I bet she is. Tom worked in Vermont for years before getting the big job in Toronto. Worked with Early Wynn and then Jerry Howarth. Works at WJOI here in Burlington. Pitch to Kirk, who's 0 for 1. Ground ball to third. Durbin makes a great stop, throws to Bowers for the out. Also worked for WSYB in Rutland. Here's Vlad Guerrero. Vladdy 0 for 2. And then didn't miss a game. Went for... He is up in that Ring of Honor. You can kind of see in that picture. Center field. Churrillo. That's well hit, but caught. 2 out here in the 5th for Barger. 0 for 2. There is a line drive to right. Frelick will grab it, but that's the 7th hit. Peralta's pitch count's up to 71. So the Jays are going to get into that pen maybe as early as the 6th. 4,300 and change games, yeah. Bo Bichette 1 for 2, singled and scored in the 4th. Runner goes, ground ball to Terang, takes it to the bag himself at second, and that'll do. Another home run, this time from George Springer. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. We go to the 6th in game 3. Brewers 10, Jays 3. So Scherzer maybe can get you 2 more. Churrillo 2 for 3 today. Hey, Jackson has singled twice, driven in a run, scored twice, and stolen 2 bases. Left center field, Straw moving over. When Cheek was honored by the team, the Yankees were in town. Contreras, by the way, 2 for 3, 2 doubles and 4 RBI. He is your digital dice player of the game, if this holds. So Mike Mussina was going to be pitching for the Yankees. And because the Blue Jays, let's face it, your hometown broadcaster, Pretty Butch, is always at least a co-face of the franchise. And in radio's case, you can just take that anywhere. So Mussina's pregame routine was upset because Cheek's ceremony took longer than the Yankees expected. And Mussina harped about it. Popped up, third base side. Bo, by the photographers will make the catch. 2 out for Frelick. 0 for 2 with a walk. 40 plus the 41 postseason games. Sean was not a fan of Cheek then. As a Jays fan, you were always jealous of our rivals for announcers. Well, the Tigers, when you were growing up on TV, had George Kell and Al Kaline. And on radio, Ernie Harwell until Bo Schembechler fired him. And Paul Carey, who sounded like he could sing baritone in any church choir ever. Pitch to Frelick. There's a ground ball past Guerrero all the way down the line and right. Springer will go grab it. That's going to be 2 at least. He's on his way to third, and that's a triple. So the 13th hit for the Brewers, 2 out for Caleb Durbin, 1 for 3, a single, an RBI, and a run scored. I got to say, Sean, I listened to most of the World Series on the Jays radio feed on Sirius XM. And I am a huge fan now of Ben Shulman. I thought he was tremendous. Handled the loss quite well. The person that came on every half inning to tell us how the Maple Leafs were, I mean, that was okay. Maybe Game 7 of the World Series, we can lay off the scoreboard updates all the time. Kirk and Scherzer have a word. Mad Max delivers. Ground ball to Jimenez over this, and there's no one really there to cover. Guerrero and Scherzer pretty much got there at the same time, and Jimenez just had to double clutch it. It's 11-3, and the Jays have done a good job beating themselves. Mussina was all about Mussina, Greg says. He got up and warmed up in the All-Star game when Gaston was manager when the Orioles had asked Gaston not to use him. Yep. Bowers, 1 for 3, a double, an RBI, and a run scored. This one has kind of fallen off for the Blue Jays. Scherzer strikes him out. We're through 5.5. Welcome to Blowout Theater. A run for Milwaukee, 2 hits and no errors. After 6.5, it is Milwaukee 11, Toronto 3. So Schneider, Lukes, and Straw to face Peralta. And Schneider draws the walk. For Nathan Lukes, who is 0 for 2. We'll give him one more at bat. Peralta retired the first 7. And then Toronto timed him a bit better. Hard ground ball to Bowers. Ortiz for 1. Back to Bowers in a 3-6-3. And that'll do it for Peralta. Yastrenzi will come into pitch. So the Jays get into that pen. But Freddie leaves with an 8-run lead. Rob, 32 years old, fastball at 85, fly ball pitcher, 26 appearances, 1 start, 2-1, a 2.45 ERA, 22 innings, 16 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned, 3 homers. He's walked 10 and struck out 20. Dan does TV for Sean does TV for Toronto and some radio, I think. Ben, to me, and Greg could back this up, he had his dad's coolness, but kind of sounded a lot like Kenny Albert. Miles Straw, 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Yet Dan does several sports. Dan survived years with Dick Vitale as ESPN's #1 college basketball broadcaster. Sunday Night Baseball. Fly ball, right center. Churrillo will make the catch, and that'll do. No runs, no hits, no errors. Scherzer comes out. Who are we going with? Yeah, there was a little bit of Kenny Albert in there. Who are we burning in a blowout here? I don't know if Lauer will be able to go tomorrow. Savage would be probably my first choice. He's done some CFL. That's cool. Who's pitching, Greg? We haven't used Braden Fisher yet. Let's do that. So Fisher looks about 12. He's 25. 7-0, a 2.70 ERA, 52 games, 1 start, 50 innings, 32 hits, 15 runs, all earned, 4 homers. He's walked 19 and struck out 62. Dominigas I'll use for the 8th, or if I need to here. They can go back-to-back games. Joey Ortiz is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. High ground ball to Bo, over to Vladdy, 1 out. Terang 2 for 4. He is singled twice, driven in a run, and scored twice. Struck him. Are we going to get another 1-2-3 here? 1-2 curve on the black. Use Dominigas with a lead. Well, that's not happening today, is it? Here's Isaac Collins. 3 for 3. 3 singles, 2 runs. And Collins draws the 2-out walk. For Christian Yelich, 1 for 4, a double, 2 RBI, and a run scored. Game 4 tomorrow, noon Eastern. If the series should be extended, it will be Thursday or Friday. Struck him out, so Fisher works around the walk. Stretch time, 11-3 Milwaukee. Yeah, you're down a touchdown with the 2-point conversion, or as Taylor Swift sings this year, Travis will be home for Christmas, if not New Year's too. Jimenez is 0 for 2. Do we have any other options? We have plenty of offensive options. Ernie Clement, 0 for 7, a walk and a strikeout. That is into center field for a base hit. And when you're down 8 runs, do you go for 2 here? Speaking of that, yep. Clement runs. He's in there, a double. For George Springer, 2 for 3, a single and a solo homer. Jason can wear the Chief jersey and play Santa Claus. I saw a great meme the other day of Travis on the sideline. This was before they got beat last night, and going, Taylor's making an entire album about this season. Yeah, she is. Pitch to Springer. Base hit right field. Frelick will grab it all the way to the wall. Springer is in with a double. Clement scores. It's 11-4. For Alejandro Kirk, 0 for 2 with a walk. So the Blue Jays chipping away like you would at your windshield on a day like this, getting the ice off. Kirk, shallow right. Frelick coming in. Makes the catch for the out. Mahomes will be home for New Year's. Vladdy Guerrero, 0 for 3. Got away from Contreras, and Springer moves up to third. He may go deep in Game 4. He might actually get a chance in Game 3, but it wasn't in the 7th. So 1 out. Strinzi is tired. Guerrero in the left. Collins. That's not very deep. Springer tags and will hold with 2 out. And Jared Cohen will come in to pitch. Jared, 30 years old, owns a series of jewelry stores. Fastball at 90. Pitched in Game 1. Went 1 inning, 2 runs, both earned, a hit and a walk. Oh, I've already used my third. Oy vey. Well, I'm not using a backup catcher, so Barger will hit. No granny here. And Koenig struck him out, and we're through 7. Jays get a run, 2 hits, no errors. After 7 in Game 3, Milwaukee 11, Toronto 4. Clement can play second. He's a 7 there. That's not bad. Fisher will get Chiriot. Jackson 2 for 4 and RBI. 2 singles, 2 runs, and 2 stolen bases. Yeah. Well, he's played both of the games at third in Milwaukee. Hard ground ball to Vladdy. 1 out. Considering it was 10-0 Milwaukee in the third, Toronto hasn't rolled over and played dead. Contreras, 2 for 4, 2 doubles, and 4 RBI. Hard ground ball to Barger. Over to Guerrero. 2 out. So Fisher has given Toronto an inning and 2/3. Look at him, Frelick. He tripled and scored in this one. 1 for 3 with a walk. To Barger. A 1, 2, 3, 8th. So Fisher gives Toronto 2. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom 8 here at Rogers Center. Milwaukee 11, Toronto 4. Now just a touchdown. Just 7. So Bo, Bichette, Schneider, and we'll see to face Koenig here in the 8th. Bo 1 for 3, a single and a run scored. You think Sean thinks that lowering the roster size will help baseball? Do I think we will see that because some no, I don't. I think 26 became the active number because of there being a universal DH. I think having a hard limit of 10 pitchers would active at a time would be good. It was 24 players, but again, I mean, I've started some mid-70 seasons in other games. And I think one year Baltimore started the season with 7 pitchers. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing it 26 year-round. Sean asks, what about limiting call-ups? It hasn't been 40 in a few years. It's 30 now. Bo into right. Frelick will make the grab. 1 out for Davis Schneider. Davis 1 for 2. He homered and is driven in 2. I forget what year they did. I think it was 40 when I covered the Nationals, and oh my God, those pitching changes. Catfish Hunter has 250 grand taken away by Finley because of the DH. 40 was good years ago when you could bring up all those players when teams were really out of it, but because there are so many teams that can get a wild card, I'm okay with 26. Pitch to Schneider, and that's a base hit into left field. Collins will grab it. And now I need to make a decision about Dukes or Lukes. Let's see. Do I dare burn my backup catcher here? Here's Heineman. Tyler at 289. 3 homers and 20 RBI. And there's something for his mom to look at. Schneider on first. That is a bounder in the left. So first and second, 1 out from Miles Straw. 2 for 3 today with 2 singles. That is up the middle. Ortiz, Terang for 1, Bowers for 2. 6-4-3. Down go the Jays. They get 2 hits and nothing out of it. They both left on 7. We go to the 9th, 11-4 Milwaukee. I honestly think that baseball needs a salary floor. You want the revenue sharing, you got to spend X amount of money. Caleb Durbin is 2 for 4. He has singled twice, driven in 2, scored, and struck out twice. We haven't used Dominguez. Is that who you want, Greg? We got Little, who pitched in both of the games in Toronto. We got Hoffman. I like Dave Van Horn. Sean, listen to the Duke of Earl, Duke of Earl. Mason, flirty. Mason pitched in game 1. 24 years old, slider at 93, a fly ball pitcher. 1 inning, 15 pitches, a walk and a strikeout. He was good with Duke Snyder. He was good with Jerry Trupiano, too. Yep, Duke and Dave are great. Now, here's how much of a geek I am, Greg. I bought my first shortwave radio when I was 12 or 13. And CFRB and CFCF out of Montreal both broadcasted on shortwave. Now, CFRB did not have the Jays, but CFCF was a longtime home of the Montreal Expos, or CFCX as they were on shortwave. And so I would listen, if they played a day game, to Dave and Duke there. Pitch to Durbin. There's a line shot to Barger, 1 out. For Bowers, see what the computer does here, but they're up 7. Jake, 1 for 4, a double, an RBI, and a run scored. It's interesting because I thought when we did this last year that Baltimore would give Atlanta more of a run, and Atlanta won, or it was 2 years ago, and Atlanta won in 5 games. So it's curious that we took these best records, and, well, the first 2 games were very close. This one's not been. Line drop to Vladdy, and he makes a leaping catch for the out. So 2 out for Joey Ortiz, 0 for 4 with the strikeout. And he draws the walk. So the Blue Jays have signed Johnny Holstaff for tomorrow. Here's Terang, 2 for 5. Bryce has 2 runs, a strikeout, and an RBI. Kirk and Flaherty have a word. Ground ball to Clement. Over to Vladdy, and that will do. Aaron Ashby comes in to pitch the 9th. Blue Jays 7 to tie, 8 to win. Your sister is still a good friend of a former sportscaster that passed when we were young. Okay. Aaron 5-2, a 2.16 ERA, 43 games, 1 start, and 3 saves. 66 2/3, 54 hits, 3 home runs, 16 runs all earned, 24 walks, 76 strikeouts. Oh, friends of the daughter. I was trying to figure out how that was possible, but thanks for explaining that. 26 years old, fastball at 92, and a ground ball pitcher. Saw a picture of Dick Irvin about 5 months ago. He's in his 90s and still looks good. Ernie Clement doubled and scored in the 7th. To Terang, who can't make a play. He picks it up, hot potato, and got Clement. Royce, would that be Ron Royce? George Springer, 3 for 4. He has singled twice, doubled. No, he's singled once. He needs a triple for the cycle. as a matter of fact. A double, a homer is driven in 2. Hard ground ball to Terang. That one's easier to hold. 2 outs. So last chance saloon is Alejandro Kirk. He going deep here, Greggy? He is 0 for 3 today. Just a little guy. Was that who it was? Who made a huge impact in Canadian sports? Okay, I probably know the name if you said it. So Kirk. Oh, yeah, Dick Irvin. Oh, absolutely. He just comes across as the peach of a person, too. Pitch to Kirk. Long gone. Nope. Web gem by Terang in all seriousness. He robbed him of a hit, and this one's over. Milwaukee 11, Toronto 4. So, 11 runs, 14 hits, no errors. The Brewers left on 8. Toronto, 4 runs, 11 hits, an error, and they left on 7. Peralta gets the win. Freddie went 5 2/3. Thanks, Barb. 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned. The home runs from Schneider and Springer. And in one of the strangest things you'll ever see in a game from 2025 is the starter went almost 6 and didn't strike anybody out. And Peralta struck out more than not a man an inning. Everyone in fact, in 9 innings, Toronto struck out once. Not everyone passed out at the same time. Shastrinski, an inning, 2 hits. Orana was earned. Coing, an inning and a third, 2 hits. And that 1K, Ashby got the side on 3 batters in there. Greg tried out for a show that Dick Irvin hosted in Montreal called Know Your Sports. He told me you could be on, but you'd have to be 18. Aww. Kevin Gausman, 2 1/3, 6 hits, 6 runs. I did Scholars Bowl. I don't know what the Canadian version of that would be. You were 14. Aww. On CFCF 12, which I believe still shows the Flintstones every day at noon. Gausman, 6 runs, 5 earned. He walked 1 and struck out 4. And he didn't have minus stuff. Max Scherzer had plus stuff. Ugh, really? 3 2/3, 8 hits, 5 runs, all earned, and he fanned 3. Fisher, who pitched well, 2 innings, a walk, and 2 Ks, and Fluharty went an inning and a walk. So, you had reached for the top with Alex Trebek. Yep, I've seen pictures. So here you go. Milwaukee leads this series now 3-0. And we will have Game 4 for you tomorrow at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Oh, there's the clock up there. I didn't see it. Noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Until then, I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see if Milwaukee can close it out. Think about King of the Hill. Not the TV show. I don't really do too well with propane. I'm tempted to do that to finish out December. Anyway, I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you tomorrow for Game 4. So long, everybody.